I hate to sound like a broken record, but this long-term support is still in play, that it's going to either hit it or get close to hitting it and then bounce, or breach. It's a big deal, and I think it's going to coincide with what a lot of people have been concerned about coming up sometime in the near future, that this bull market, it's got to correct at some point. The chart's gotten awfully frothy up here. I'm even seeing lots of articles using that word, frothy. That's not my word. That's just a word that's being used a lot. And it makes a lot of sense. Volume is decreasing a bit. The price is just kind of meandering a bit, but all the same time, it's moving closer to that support. So at the beginning of the week, we were 4% away from support. Then as of Thursday, we were 2.8% away from support, and not closing, but we got within, I should say, 2.8% of support. From a technical point of view, it doesn't matter where it closes. It matters where it's hitting any time of the day. So the low got within 2.8% of the support. What will happen when it hits that support? I do not know. And as a technician, the point isn't to predict. The point is to read the chart and see what the chart is telling you. And right now, the chart is telling me there's not a clear direction except sideways. It could go up, it could go down. I'd be gambling if I said I knew which way it's going to go. I believe it's going to eventually hit this support. It may never quite hit it. It may get close to it and then bounce up strongly, or it may breach that support. And if it does breach that support, it's got a long way to fall. Just because it breaches the support doesn't mean it's going to fall a long way. But I sure would be hesitant to invest if it crosses this line. If it crosses this line on strong volume, and especially if we have a day or two of confirmation it stays below that line, it's going to start looking bearish. By default, because it's meandering, it's going to have to hit that support line. Now, taking a look at the Nasdaq, it's a similar story. It is also meandering a bit. It doesn't have the same trajectory that the Dow has, but it's got a trajectory for sure. And it also had a very bullish pattern that it completely broke through on good solid volume, not crazy volume, but solid volume. As it's been going up, the volume has been decreasing a bit from the larger volume that we had back in March. Slowly but surely, we're also moving towards the support, but not with the same kind of angle that the Dow is experiencing. So the Nasdaq could go sideways for quite some time before it would actually even hit this support line. Where it will go now, we're not really sure. We're going to want to watch. If it hits that support, bounces on strong volume, that's a very bullish sign. If it breaches on strong volume, that's a very bearish sign. So we're going to keep you posted on that, and we'll find out what happens. And now, as I mentioned last week and the week before, the S&P 500 has this worrisome megaphone pattern. We're at the top of that range. I'm expecting the S&P 500 to move towards this support line. We've gotten within 8.8% of this support line, but as each day goes by, we'll be getting closer and closer to that support. So if the S&P 500 were to have 2 or 3 days of drops that added up to 7% or more around that time, it would be huge news for traders who are following technical analysis, because as it gets closer to this support down here, people are going to start worrying. They're going to worry that it's going to breach this support line, because that is oftentimes what does happen in these megaphone patterns. Right now, all three indices are moving very sideways, very cautiously sideways, and that is a good time to stay patient. I will not be investing in any of those three indices at the moment until I get a more clear picture of what's happening with the sideways motion, and especially with the megaphone pattern in the S&P 500. If you have any questions about the indices, other stocks, and or technical analysis, please put them down in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to answer them. If there are any stocks you would like me to analyze, put those in the comment section, and I will do a video on them on the next round. Please subscribe to get all of our latest videos, and do not forget to hit the like button below if you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.